What's up, guys, and welcome back. This little guy. All right, as you can tell by the intro, a very pleasing, aesthetically pleasing puzzle. This is known as the Titan puzzle by Felix Ure. Felix sent me this puzzle a couple weeks ago. This was before it was released. I had a chance to play with it. I actually sat down, filmed about an hour and a half of footage of me trying to get it apart with no luck. As you can see now, it's pretty tarnished, which you'll see in the video to come up. I've tried everything. You might be wondering what happened to that footage. Before I went to Vegas, I formatted my cards. Unfortunately, that was part of it. So we're basically starting over. I have a few reference points now, and I'll explain where I'm at with this puzzle. But we're gonna give it another go today, and hopefully we can solve it. Without any further ado, let's get into trying to solve this impossible Titan puzzle. As I said in the intro, I've been playing with this thing for about a week. Last time I actually had it here, I sat down for a good, I think, hour and a half. You can see by the shape of this thing and how it's just beaten up and tarnished, not as shiny as in the intro. That's because I've been playing with it. No luck, no real progress. I'll show you where I'm at right now with this. So you got like a heavy side and you got like a light side. The heavy side doesn't spin as much, and the light side spins like crazy. And when you spin it, eventually it gets stuck. So I've been like noting down the points to where it gets stuck, but not only does it get stuck on this side, so it's stuck about there. If I rotate it the other side, no, it's just not, there we go. And now it's about there. So weird enough, it doesn't get stuck at the same spot. It goes over, so like I guess like a 400 and some degrees, like it goes past it, right? I also can hear like bearings, at least one or two bearings in there. I also found out that there's another spot where this stops, and that's about all I've gotten so far. I've tried forcing it, I've tried spinning it, that doesn't seem to work. So I do think that there are magnets involved here somewhere that are grabbing a hold of these balls, and then they drop into what seems to be like a hole. I'll put the timer up just for good old timer's sake, but just know that this is not accurate, and I've been on this for literally I don't know, at least a half day in total. So if we go here and we spin it around, brings us back to there. Now I'm thinking maybe, see if I turn that side, you kind of hear it drop. I don't know why that is, and I'm gonna keep turning. And you hear it drop again. This is kind of where I've been at, just playing with that sound, because you're kind of going into this blindly, like a lot of these difficult puzzles. You've got like a weird intricate design on the inside. It's quite frustrating. Like, I've banged this, I've done so much to it, and I'm still kind of at a loss. I'll kind of draw out for you what I think is going on the inside. By the way, I know some of you will probably comment, Mr. Puzzle, solve this puzzle. I did not watch his video yet. I don't know how he solved it, and I kind of want to figure it out on my own. I have written to Felix for a hint. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. I do think after a week, I want to get this done. I want a little hint to help me out along the way, but that he hasn't sent that to me yet. So on the inside, this is like a top angle view. I'm thinking there is some type of hole here where the bearing gets lodged into, and so it kind of like travels around here and then gets lodged into a bearing. I don't know what that bearing is. So from the side, let's say this is like the hemisphere here, and this is the tube, and then you have the other hemisphere. So I'm thinking there's a bearing somewhere that goes into a hole, but once it goes into that hole, I don't know whether you have to travel it through that, to get it out. I don't know if it's just kind of hard to know what the heck's going on inside. So again, on the inner ring, I do believe that there is this little place for that ball to fall into, and once it's in there, it stops because it like protrudes, but then again it stops here again and it protrudes. So I don't know why that is. I don't know the physics of that, and it's really hard to imagine what's going on in here. So again, I'm just gonna get it to that. You kind of spin it around randomly like this, and eventually it just kind of lodges itself in. I gotta say, this puzzle is very heavy, and it's hard to grip. So it's like a test on your dexterity as well, because I'm I'm constantly holding it. I don't want to hold both hemispheres. I kind of want to hold this one, but then it slips out of your hand. So it's quite difficult to manipulate. I'm just gonna go like this, and eventually I will find that spot. There it is. So if I mark this spot here, which would be about here, I can then go this way. Oh, bam. And now it's over here. Sorry. Let me mark that here. Mark that on the larger hemisphere. So it's there, and then I go this way. And it goes all the way around, right? And then it stops about there. Why? I don't know. So it goes past that, and then here, and it goes past that, and then here. No idea why. And there's no sound. Boom, I get there's no sound. So what I'm gonna try to do is take the heavy part and then try and move the heavy part and see if I can hear anything. I think I just heard something, but let me try again. Get this closer to the camera so you guys can hear. Right there. So I feel like the ball drops into a hole, and now it went back out. You hear it? Yeah, and I've kind of no clue what the hell's going on. I've even thought, because the puzzle's called Titan, I've looked up Titan is a moon, I think, from Mercury, I believe. I don't remember. I was looking it up. I was looking at how many moons there were, the degree of the moon. Maybe that had to do with the degree that you're holding this thing. I mean, I delved pretty deep in trying to discover anything I could about this thing. Even the name Titan, does that mean to tighten the puzzle? So I tried that. Obviously didn't work. Everything short of literally, trying to smash it open with like a crowbar, which not ruling out, by the way. I'm just gonna try to get back to that random spot where it just halts for some reason. Don't know why. I assume there's like a hole where the ball goes into, and you gotta just knock it in there. There's no way of telling when it's in other than when it stops. Oh, it's on this side, sorry. I mean, and the creator Felix is not a known puzzle maker. He's made like 2 puzzles, I think, or something like that. Like, not many. So this is a good start for him. I definitely look forward to more of his puzzles. Hopefully I can get somewhere a little quicker with those other ones. Okay, we're locked here. I'm gonna spin this around, wait for the noise. There it is. Okay, maybe go this way. It's weird. It just kind of like locked and then unlocked. Let's see, we're on another point now. Which means that this way. Another point here. Here and here. Now we got points on either side, which are pretty much parallel. Why? Don't know. Not even lined up anymore. So there's absolutely no method to what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of feeling and listening. I've also tried to look on the inside to see if I can see anything. And there doesn't seem to be any apparent point or line or anything to draw my eye. It's kind of hard to see inside there. Maybe the camera. This is a macro lens. The camera might be able to pick it up better than my eye could. If it would just focus. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. As you can see, it's like hard to tell what's going on in there. Super frustrating. How it randomly stops as well is a mystery to me. I think I figured it out, but the inner ring, there's a slot here. The ball falls halfway within the slot, which then jams this from going around. But why does it jam there? Maybe there's something, like, the thing is, it goes all the way around and then it goes to here and it jams again. I don't know how that's possible. I can't wrap my mind around it. You can hear it. No, completely fell out. Okay. There's a whole lot of clinking and clanging going on in there, and I don't know what's up. Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm in deep, concentrated thought. I'm just trying to figure out how this does like 1.5 revolutions. It still kind of boggles my mind here. Still can't see anything on the inside. No point of reference other than the marks that I've made. I don't even know if those will help me. Oh! Oh! Let's go! Ooh, look at that. 1 hour. Actually, not accurate. Probably close to 10. Oh my god. What am I dealing with here? Okay, so this looks a lot simpler than I thought it would. So, here's the thing. I knew that there was 2 ball bearings. I could feel the 2 ball bearings. And I knew I had to place them in certain positions. I didn't know where. Now I see, okay, so there's a pin here. You see this pin? Oh, this is exciting. There's a pin there. And let me see how this works here. Let's see. I actually want to close it right now because I want to understand it first. So this ball goes in here, which allows it to open. Okay, so when these 2 balls are in, that allows you to open it. But to get those 2 balls in there is very difficult. My guess is you need the pin to help lock that. Correct? Hold on. So now it won't open because the ball's not in the groove. I suspect when just one of the, when that ball goes into one of the grooves here, it should be able to open. Right. So that groove is on top. Or did I just ruin it because now I have no point of reference? Is this harder to solve with one ball in it? Right, because that ball's on the bottom now. I gotta smack it against that pin. For some, okay, so when one ball got lodged, the other one would come around and get knocked by the pin, which gave me a point of reference, which let me know that one of the balls was in. Now, I have no way of knowing that because I only put one ball in there. So, how do I get that out? What's the heavy side? The heavy side is the one with the tube. Okay, hold on. Okay. So that pin, so basically what happened there is the pin is on this side and you can hear it clanging against the ball. Right there. So I'm just gonna use that pin, contact the ball, and listen for it to drop into the hole. There it goes. Wait, no? There it goes. So, in order to get both balls in, you have to have it angled in a way that this ball doesn't drop out. So the angle has to be actually higher here when you're turning. You use this pin here to maneuver the other ball into the other place where it then falls in and you can open it. Bam. So difficult though, because just with the rattling and this one move that allowed you to go one more spin over is really confusing to me. Still kind of is. So I guess this would get stuck there because the pin would try to push it in. So then you go around. Oh, but then the pin would move over that ball. It would move over that ball until it came all the way around and pushed the ball back on. And that explains that extra turn. Wow. Genius puzzle. Very happy. There you have it. The Titan puzzle solved. So in a nutshell, this is the solution. This is basically, that's the rod that allows you to push one ball in. But obviously, if you go past there, it's gonna stop that ball from going past there. And if you go around here, it's gonna stop it from going around there. So the trick here is to kind of get it on a perpendicular angle. Obviously this ball would be down here because of gravity. You want to push that one in, and then you want to take that bar and push it in without that one falling out. So it's like kind of like a gravity thing. But that essentially, this simple little diagram explains this very complex puzzle. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Titan puzzle solved. Quick note, I just went to take a look at Mr. Puzzle's video of him solving it. I highly recommend you go checking it out if you're interested in seeing exactly the inner mechanics. I tried my best to explain using a picture, a drawing, and even showing you guys the inside of it. But he actually modeled a 3D printed, basically like a see-through half of this hemisphere. And so you can see exactly how it works. I thought that was genius, great move. I left the link below to the video. You can go check him out. Mr. Puzzle has some great content. Unfortunately, he beat me to this, but I did solve it, so I am quite happy. I'm very, very happy that we got to solve this. It's still a bit of a mystery because it's still very difficult to open, even though you know the solution, because any tip of the angle, gravity affects it, ball falls out. You kind of gotta play it by ear, literally. Regardless, a lot of fun to do. This puzzle's actually like warm right now, man. It's because I've been playing with it so long and it's pretty dull. I think I'm gonna get it shined up and put it up on the shelf. But guys, if you did enjoy this video, go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you're new here, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace. I'm gonna hit it. Ah! I got it. Let's go.